When is a honeybee not a honeybee? When we think about bees, usually we think about one particular species, Apis mellifera, the western honeybee. This iconic species is known for its black and yellow stripes and its delicious sweet honey. It might be hard to believe, but a long time ago there were no honeybees in North America. They were brought over to the continent by early settlers and were domesticated for both their honey and beeswax. Honeybees are one of the few species of insects that have been domesticated by humans, and today they're considered to be an important agricultural species. Some crops are almost entirely dependent on bees for pollination, and farmers will sometimes hire beekeepers to bring their honeybees to their land to help them pollinate their crops. Honeybees are an important pollinator when it comes to agriculture, but honeybees are only part of the story. It's true that many plants need the help of bees to pollinate, so you might be wondering, if there were no honeybees in North America, how did all the flowers get pollinated? Well, you might be surprised to learn that before the honeybee was introduced to North America, there were already over 4,000 species of bees hard at work. In fact, there are around 20,000 species of bees worldwide. There are more species of bees in the world than there are of mammals and birds combined, and although there are some other species of honey-producing bees, besides the western honeybee, the vast majority of bees in the world don't actually make honey. Bees come in all sorts of shapes, sizes, and colors. They're not all just black and yellow. Some bees are green, some bees are blue, some bees are tiny, and some bees are huge. Another common misconception we might make when we think about bees is that they all live in hives. The western honeybee is a social creature, and a single honeybee colony may contain upwards to tens of thousands of bees. Anywhere from 10,000 to more than 60,000 bees can be living in a single colony. Some other species of bees, like bumblebees, sweat bees, and stingless bees, can also form colonies like the honeybee does with a queen, drones, and workers, but their colonies will never grow as large. In truth, the vast majority of bee species don't actually form colonies. Instead, these species prefer to live alone. We call these bees solitary bees, and they don't live in a hive. Solitary bees don't have queens, and they don't make honey either. Instead, a single female bee will mate with a male, and then she'll go off on her own to build a nest to lay her eggs. The lifestyle among bee species is really diverse. There are mining bees, which dig tunnels in soil, carpenter bees that live in hollowed-out decaying wood, and mason bees and leafcutter bees that use mud or pieces of leaves to craft their nest. Some bees specialize in pollinating only one type of flower. Squash bees, for example, will only forage from pumpkins, gourds, and squash, while orchid bees exclusively pollinate orchids. Some bees, like cuckoo bees, don't even collect pollen. Instead, they avoid the work by laying their eggs in the nests of other bee species. The western honeybee is just one species among thousands, but one thing that all bee species share is the dramatic decline of populations worldwide. In recent years, researchers have reported the dwindling of bee populations around the world. Many species of bees have already gone extinct, and more species, like the North American rusty-patched bumblebee, are nearing extinction. Although a consensus has yet to be reached, most scientists agree that the problem is a combination of pesticides, habitat loss, and climate change. If you want to do your part in supporting bees, consider growing bee-friendly flowers. Even if you don't have a backyard, a couple of planted pots on a balcony can go a long way to helping bees find food to eat. If you do have a backyard, consider leaving the weeds on your lawn alone, especially in early spring when forage is scarce. Something as simple as a dandelion can be a critical food source to hungry bees emerging from winter hibernation. So, if you please, excuse the weeds and feed the bees. If you want to learn more about bees, come and visit the BC Wildlife Park and check out our indoor honeybee colony and our pollinator garden. Hope to see you soon!